This is the first in a series of videos about the states of India. We are going to talk about the geography, politics, the people, languages, and a little bit of history. Okay, roll the intro. For those of you who have been living under a rock, this is India, and this is Odisha. Until recently, 2011 to be precise, Odisha was known as Orissa. Orissa is the English name for the region.
On Tuesday, India's lower house of parliament passed a bill to change the name of Orissa state to Odisha and the language from Oriya to Odia. The federal government received a proposal from Orissa's government in 2008 after a bill was passed in the state assembly.
Just like Madras became Chennai, Bombay was changed to Mumbai, Orissa became Odisha. Odisha is located in the eastern part of the Indian peninsula and is bordered by Jharkhand to the north, Chhattisgarh to the west, and Andhra Pradesh to the south. Odisha has a coastline of nearly 500 kilometers along the Bay of Bengal. The state covers an area of 155,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of Michigan, but ranks only the 8th largest Indian state by area, behind largest states like Rajasthan and neighboring Andhra Pradesh. The land is generally flat in the east with a coastal plain running the length of the state. Mahanadi, which literally means Great River, dissects the eastern Ghats in the south and the hilly regions of Chota Nagpur Plateau in the north. Mahanadi and several other large rivers empty into the Bay of Bengal, flowing through the lowlands, creating floodplains and extremely fertile land suitable for farming. On the downside, due to its proximity to the sea and Bay of Bengal, Odisha can sometimes be the victim of cyclones. Odisha is home to 42 million people, making them 11th overall on population among the Indian states. Major cities include the capital, Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, which used to be the administrative capital during the British rule, and Rourkela, sometimes called the Steel City due to its many iron ore processing plants. As a state, Odisha is lagging behind the national average, coming in 23rd on the Human Development Index at 0.606. The low HDI is not helped by the fact that close to 50% of the population lives below the poverty line. But this has been changing in recent years, with the country shifting from an agriculture-based economy to one based on industry. Odisha has received more foreign investment than any other state, primarily due to its many coal and iron ore reserves. With all this cash inflow, the state has managed to maintain a high GDP growth rate, and cities like Rourkela are among the fastest growing metropolitan areas in the country. So, with a steady GDP growth rate of close to 7, the future is looking bright for this region. As with many Indian states, the largest religion is Hinduism, with all the other religions including Christianity and Islam making only about 5% of the population. Major historical religious sites include Jagannath Hindu Temple in Puri, Lingaraja Temple, the biggest in Bhubaneswar, and Konark, Sun Temple built in the 13th century AD. But the most interesting feature about the region is its language. Odisha, the state, wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for its language. There's a significant minority of Bengali speakers in the coastal regions, but almost everyone else in Odisha speaks some form of Odia, the official language of the state. There are regional dialects and they vary widely, but over 90% of the population considers Odia to be their mother tongue. Linguists categorize Odia as an Indo-Aryan language. Modern Odia is said to have derived from an earlier form of Prakrit around the 10th century AD. Odia has a native writing system, sometimes called the Kalinga script, and is heavily influenced by Brahmic letters. It has been suggested that the curved appearance of the letters in the Odia script is a result of the practice of writing on palm leaves, which tend to tear if you use too many straight lines. The area that is now the state of Odisha has seen human settlements since prehistory, but the first historically verifiable records appear in the time of the Kalinga Empire. The great Indian epic Mahabharata also references the Kalinga kingdom several times. This kingdom was annexed by the Mauryan king Ashoka in 261 BC. According to his own edicts, the Kalinga conquest killed nearly 1 million people and he was deeply affected by the suffering and bloodshed. It was after these events he became a pacifist and converted to Buddhism. Over the next few centuries, several prominent dynasties ruled the region at various times. Some of the most influential ones were the Kushanas, the Guptas and the Mataras. In the 6th century AD, Odisha came under the rule of the Eastern Ganga dynasty. Several other kingdoms rose and fell within the region until the area was conquered by the Mughals in the 1600s. By the beginning of the 1800s, the British influence in the area was starting to grow, and within the next 2 decades they established full control of the region. There were small rebellions and uprisings, but British forces lashed back strongly and incorporated the West Bengal region as part of British India. I mentioned earlier that the state of Odisha came to existence because of its language. This came about in the 1920s when the Indian National Congress adopted the reorganization of provinces based on linguistic lines. Up until then, Odisha, Bihar and Bengal were administered under one entity. A year after India gained their independence, the political capital was moved from Cuttack to Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar is what we call a planned city. The town and settlements did exist before the 1940s, but many new areas and zones were planned and designed by a German architect. Today, in addition to being the largest city and administrative capital of Odisha, Bhubaneswar metropolitan area is home to almost 1 million people. The number is only expected to grow as India gets urbanized. So, to conclude, Odisha is a land full of history and culture, a land of beautiful people united by a beautiful language. Their plains, some of the most fertile in all of India, their mountains rich with iron ore. They have come a long way from their beginnings in the Kalinga Wars, but they still have a long way to go.